Well, hello, everybody. It's me, Wally, for Exeter Realty Front and Center. I'm a licensed associate real estate broker for Exeter Realty Front and Center. Of course, my real name is Weslie VanVoorhis, and you can see it up on the sign behind me. It took New York State and Facebook to legally make me use my legal name. It's crazy, but I hope that this is coming through here today. Let me check my internet connection to make sure I actually have one going on that everybody likes. And I seem to have that. So, how is everybody doing today? Do you guys know that there was a pole down? I guess a car, from what I understand, hit a pole on Castle Crick Road, spelled C-R-I-C-K, by the way. And there was power was out down here for quite a while. So anyway, hey, Patty Young, my realtor from Florida. How are you? By the way, if you guys want to buy a great manufactured home in the Lakeland sort of Florida area, she's really the gal to call right there. So it's called Ask the Realtor live at lunch today. And I don't know if this is too much. I'm going to turn off this stupid light here because I think I'm blinding myself and you. So will it get better? No, probably not. That's why we did that. Anyway. So we got to work on the whole lighting thing. This is that whole high-tech sort of studio that we have here to be able to produce this show. There's a lot of people working behind the scenes on this whole show, just so you know. But you get what you pay for, right? So anyway, so it's about a half an hour long. We got a bunch of stuff to get through today, and we're going to do this. We're going to talk about this. My notes here. So what questions do you have for me? You can type them right in that subject line. Hi, Greene. We got Greene's house under contract, and we're trying to get that all taken care of. So we're going to talk, well, we probably won't talk about that. We might anyway. So what's the greater Binghamton real estate market doing? My partner's phone keeps, every time a text message goes off, it sounds like the Roadrunner. Every time she talks to me, it sounds like the Roadrunner too. When's the best time to sell your home? Buyer tips to win competitive bids. And this week, we're now featuring something new every week, and it's called Our Towns within this whole segment. And you may not be able to, you may not understand or figure out what we're featuring this week. It's not like I live there or anything, but we will. So hang on a second, okay? We'll get to that. So yes, Greene, New York, we're saluting you today. And we got a sponsor, by the way, kind of a sponsorship to the show. Not really, but a little bit. So thank you very much, Muckles Inc. They put logos on stuff. So we're going to be featuring different school systems every week in different areas of the viewing area and different things that are going on. So from now on, if you know something that's going on, hit me up on Facebook. You can send me a message. And I will do what we can about putting it on. So every week we're going to feature some. We're not going to feature every school and every area of this every time, but just different portions we will. So this week, Greene, New York. So first and foremost, let's just do this. So what is the greater Binghamton real estate market doing right now? So right now I pulled off something from a year ago. Where is it? I pulled off something from a year ago. And guess how many houses we had on the market in January of 2020? And you may not understand the difference here, but we had, this is what I posted a year ago yesterday. You see that? And my notes there about Muckles Inc. As well. So it says, showing homes today, 825 homes on the market in Greater Binghamton MLS. Great time to be listing yours. So when's a good time to be listing your home? I always tell people the best time to list your home is whenever you decide you want to list your home. Well, people buy their home. People always are out buying homes in the springtime. It's true, but people always buy homes in the fall and in the winter too. Maybe not as many, but there are probably less tire kickers out there, more motivated sellers. So what exactly does this mean? 825 homes. I'm going to stress this is not what it is today. That was in January of last year. 825 homes on the market. Not a lot of inventory. So I just checked what was on the market today. I pulled up from the Greater Binghamton Association of Realtors, and if you can see that, That is exactly how many homes, single-family homes, that are on the market today in Greater Binghamton. So you see the difference, don't you? We have gone from 825 to 365 homes, probably less than that by the time I wrote this. So what does that mean for you if you've been on the fence wanting to sell your home? It means if you want to get top dollar for your home, if you want to get over top dollar for your home, this is the time to get it marketed and get it out there. If you're not calling your local real estate agent or me, hopefully I can be your local real estate agent, you are going to be missing out on the bubble. And we have been in a hot market. We have been in a seller's market for probably the last 6 months, 9 months or so, something like that. People have been buying homes like hotcakes. And people have been listing their homes for sale, many times getting more than one offer, getting competitive bids, everybody going highest and best offer on these things. So you're in a competitive bid situation, which we'll get to how you can win that next, buyers. And you're getting more money for your house. Isn't it great when you get $11,000, $12,000, $13,000 more for your house than what it's listed for? Heck yeah, it is. And guess what happens? Now that you've got 365 homes on the market, let me put this in perspective. There are more realtors in the Greater Binghamton Association of Realtors than there are homes for sale right now. So if everybody had, there are realtors that don't even have a listing because there's not that many houses out there. What does that tell you? Supply and demand, right? So if there's less supply, there's more demand, and chances of you getting more money for your house have just gone up, way up. But do you think this is going to hold? What's the prediction, Wally? What's your prediction for the future of this year? I'm really thinking, write this down, that bubble, it's probably going to burst probably a little bit later on this spring or early summer. Why is that? Because vaccines are going to be out. More people are going to be out doing things. I don't care what your politics are. I don't care about if you decide that masks are good or not good. I don't care. You can tell that I'm a mask enthusiast here. I will support them. But the bottom line here is this. If you want to get more money for your house, if you want to get a quicker sale, now's probably the time to be talking to your realtor about doing it. Don't wait till June, till the flowers are up at your house. Search your Facebook. See if you've got pretty pictures of your house from last year or the year before. You can use them. Why? Because there's snow outside and nobody likes seeing snow. Just that simple. So, anyway, yes, we don't have a lot of houses on the market here in the Greater Binghamton Association of Realtors, rather. So, if you want to get your house on the market, if you want to get top dollar for it, now's probably the time to get it done. So, when is the best time to sell your home? Now. If you decided, hey, I want to sell my home, let's get it done. Don't procrastinate. I've got people that I talk to all the time that are like, hey, we just need to get through and pretty this stuff up. Okay. In my mind, I walk through and think to myself, I could have this stuff done in probably 2 days. And it sometimes will take 2 months. Oh, yeah, well, we finally got to it. It was too cold to go outside. And, I had to wait for my son to come home from winter camp or whatever. We have people, all these realtors that are in our marketplace, which includes myself because I'm one, all have people that can do some of these things for you. So if you look at this whole, like if you're dealing with an estate, we'll say, heaven forbid, somebody passed away, left you as the administrator or executive of the house, and you say, hey, I don't know where to start. Call your realtor, have them come by. Hopefully it's me. And we'll take a look at it and say, okay, here's, I think, the quickest, best way to take care of this nut. Basically, we want to make sure we get this thing done as quickly as possible. So guess what? I got everybody we need right here in this little thing that says Samsung on it. That works pretty good. It cost me a lot of money. So, you know what? Sometimes it's a matter of just getting someone to come in and do the clean out for you. Is it going to cost you some money? Probably yes. Sorry. It comes out of the estate anyway, or should anyway. So, do yourself a favor. Let's get this thing done and get that house up and get it listed for sale as quick as you can, because guess what? Now's the time. right now, right? It's called Ask the Realtor live at lunch. Don't forget, you can find out more about me at my website at wallygetitdone.com. You can also text me at Key Agent at 85377 if you want to go see a house. Of course, we got my Facebook around. You can hit me up on that as well. We got lots of social media streams, by the way, for you to be able to get your house up and listed and do all that stuff. I'm going to try to get this off and see if we got any questions. Hi, Patricia. How are you? Hi, my friend Gary. Gary Klein, by the way, houseattorney.com. Check it out online. He's a great person to have on your team, especially in this area. We need Realtor. We need attorneys, by the way. I'm all over the place here today. I'm not sure why. So we're going to be featuring the village and town of Greene coming up, Greene schools, in just a little bit. So buyer tips, let's do this on competitive bids. So I think I didn't check today. I didn't check to see what the interest rate was on the local interest rate on a 30-day or fixed conventional loan. But the interest rates have stayed pretty well flat. So they've been under 3%. Now, to put that in perspective, 23 years ago when I bought my house, I paid 10% on mine. So even if the thing goes up to 4%, you're still making out way better than I did. And why did I have to pay 10%? Because that's what happened. I was a young knucklehead. I didn't really enjoy paying my bills. They took a chance, 10%, that's what it is. So if you're good and you got good credit, you get a little bit better interest rate, just so you know. So how do you win? My partner here, Helen, keeps walking in and out, and she keeps trying to shut the door really quietly. Come over here, Helen. I want everybody to see her. So this is Helen. This is my partner. We're actually a two-team person thing here, and we sort of work independently. But you know what? Guess what? If I'm not here, she covers my stuff. If she's not here, I cover her stuff. So you got two people working for you for the price of one. If that's not a deal, I don't know what is. Get two, pay for one. It's a twofer. It's 2 for Wednesday here. So, listen. So, I'm going to say this right now, and we're going to get to our feature area today in Greene just a little bit. So, when you're in a competitive bid situation, by the way, Kareen says, hi, Helen. When you're in a competitive bid situation, here's what happens. So, your realtor comes back to you, and we'll just say, we'll throw out numbers. We'll say the house is listed for $150,000. You're already pre-qualified for $175,000. So the house is listed for $150,000. So you go in and go, we're going to finesse a little bit. We're going to try to lowball a little bit. You never know. They might take it. In the entire time I've been doing this, exactly 0 times has anybody ever accepted a lowball offer. Now, lowball by saying, a couple $1,000s, that's not really lowball. $30,000, $40,000? Yeah, I'd say that qualifies. You're just going to piss everybody off, and that's the way it's going to go. So, you go in, you put your offer. It's a $150,000 house. You say, I'm going to offer $140,000. And you think in your mind, I got a little room to move on up, right? I'm going to finesse them too. We'll see what happens. Next thing you know, within one day, you find out, we've got 3 other offers on the table. 3. Yours for $140,000, and what are the other ones? And you say, well, what are the other offers? We have to say we don't know because we don't really know what they are. Even if we know what they are, we can't really tell you what they are. But chances are we don't know what they are anyway. So we come back, and when we find out that the seller says we're asking all of the offers to do their highest and best offer. So you hear that, and you go, what does that mean? What that means is you have to be able to come in with a very competitive offer. Can it be list price? It can. Can it be over list price? It can. If you're asked to go highest and best in this competitive marketplace, knowing full well that a lot of your friends have lost out multiple deals, right? And you come in and you say, okay, I'm going to offer on this $150,000 house now, I'm going to go from $140,000 to $145,000. You get one shot at this. You get one more bite of the apple to be able to win this bid. 3 other people are also thinking the same thing. So if you're coming in at $145,000 and you're under list price, I'm going to tell you, my considered opinion is you better start looking for another house because you're probably not going to win this bid. Why is that? Because I'm going to think that one of the other offers is going to probably be at or above list price. You need to think in that situation, how bad do you want the house and what other people are going to be doing? And because you don't really know what they're offering, what would you do in that situation? Listen to your realtor. Your realtor will give you the best advice they can, and it's up to you to take it. Are you still guaranteed that you're going to win the offer? No, you're not, because you could come in with 100 and let's just say everybody came in at $155,100. Now they're all still the same price, right? So which one do you pick that's highest and best? Can the seller still come back and do something else and say, I want a different one? They could. However, at that point, everything's highest and best. Everybody's already offered $155,100 on this $150,000 house. So what happens then? We go to terms. What does that mean? We go off the price and say, okay, what's the better? We have one that's a cash deal. We have one that says it's a conventional loan, and two more that's a different other kind of loan. So what do you think the seller's going to do? I don't think you have to think long about that. They're going to take the cash deal. Yeah. So that's it. So they'll take the cash deal. Gary, don't muddy the waters up here yet. We'll do this in a second. So the highest and best offer is probably now, even though they all offer the same money, the cash deal is number one. What if there's no cash deal? What if there isn't? What if there's two other offers and one's for conventional and one's an FHA loan? At that point, conventional is really the way to go because that's a better deal, less problems, less inspection issues. So maybe they take that one. It doesn't hurt to always write a letter, by the way, to send with your offer. Maybe you'll tug on the tear strings and the heartstrings of the seller. That's happened, by the way. It does happen to get them to take your offer over somebody else's. Maybe they'll just like you because the seller doesn't have to take the number one offer. They can take whatever one they want to. So you're not even assured of doing the math correctly and saying we're highest of everybody else and we're doing a cash offer. They just might like somebody else better and take their offer. Is that illegal? No. They can sell their house to whoever they want to, but you're doing the best you can, right? So that's kind of the thing. And sometimes it may just be a matter of saying, look, we've been through this a couple of times before. You know what hurts us in these competitive things? It's all the inspections we've asked for. We've had a general home inspection, septic test, water test, whatever. I'll never advocate for not doing the testing. I'm always going to tell you you need to do that. It's up to you to tell me, no, we're okay with not doing that. Sometimes that wins the bid. Now, you do get to a point sometimes where you could say if you want the house really bad and it's $150,000 list price and you're already pre-qualified for $175,000, so you got the room to move, right? And you got some cash in the bank, so we're not really worried so much about maybe it not appraising because you can back it up. You might just say, hey, we're going to offer $155,000 for the house, and we're going to offer $155,000 for the house or $500 over the next highest offer that comes in, or the highest offer that comes in up to $175,000. So you could put an escalation clause in there saying, I'm going to offer $155,000 plus $500 over whatever the next best offer is. So it's either my offer or $500 over whatever the next offer is. I hope I'm explaining this right. I don't mean to screw you all up here because it's a lot to think about, right? So you could do that. So what I'm saying basically is this: do some homework, think, do it quickly, make your decision. Don't rush, but be quick about it. And think about what you would do if you were in the seller situation, and then try to meet that if you can. All right? Stacy says, can you help me sell my house in Pennsylvania, Wally? Yeah, we could help you. Give me a text later on, Stacy, and we'll get you all set up on that one. All right? Sure. Unless it's in Philadelphia. I'm not going to Philadelphia. I'm a Giants fan. Ain't going to head to Eagletown. But, Stacy, other than that, you message me after this is over with, and we'll talk about it, all right? Call me. My phone number's behind me. 607-725-1446. I'd love to help you out. All right, so it's called Ask the Realtor Live at Lunch. My website is wallygetitdone.com. There you go. So today we're featuring Greene, New York. And by the way, thanks to Muckles Inc., they put logos on stuff for helping us with our town section of this thing. So we're going to be talking a little bit about Greene, New York. Now, right now, there's not a lot of houses on the market anywhere. 365 houses are listed as of 11 o'clock this morning. Pam, let me back up. Pam, how long does it take to usually close on a house? It really depends, Pam. Sometimes it will take, and it depends on what do you mean by how long does it take to close on it? Usually I would give 6 weeks to 2 months to make it happen. From the time you start, you sign the documents, and everybody signs the offer till the time it closes. But it could be longer, it could be shorter. It depends on when people get their all their documents in and all the other stuff that goes along. It's really, it's not set in stone here. So anyway, so featuring Greene, New York. So guess what? I live in the Greene area, and that's why we're doing that this week. And I'm, of course, sporting the Greene headgear here that we're doing today. Throughout the years, I went to school at Shenango Forks, and Shenango Forks was down the road. We didn't like people that were in Greene, and they didn't like us because we were rivals. And it was the old Susquehanna Association. Some of you may remember that, some don't. But Greene was literally 7 miles up the road from our old high school. And we played football and basketball and wrestling. Greene used to have a terrific baseball team that was there. They've had amazing wrestling teams. Believe it or not, they were archery champions, I believe, field hockey champions. Got a great reputation for sports in Greene. Greene has got a lot to offer. I mean, here's the thing. Greene is just over the border into Shenango County, but they're not quite in Broome County. So you've got Shenango County taxes. You don't have Broome County taxes. So when you're looking at buying a house, and this is not all about buying houses, this whole section right here is to give you a little flavor of the area that you may or may not decide that you want to maybe move into. So literally it took me about 25 minutes for all those years that I did the morning show on WAAL and all the other shows I've done. It takes me 25 minutes to get to downtown Binghamton. So it was 25 minutes door to door from my work to work. Now, that may be a little far for you, but for me, it was great because you know why? I bought my house in the country for privacy, peace, and quiet, and being able to do whatever I wanted to do on my little chunk of heaven. So I got a nice little pond. I'm in the woods, and I love it where I live. If you like that kind of stuff, then maybe it's for you. So what about the town? Well, the town sort of grew up. I'm not going to go through the whole history of it, but the Shenango Canal used to run right down through downtown Greene. And there's actually a street called Canal Street. That's where the canal ran, just up the street, just up the road from Shenango Forks. You drive through Shenango Forks now and you go, wow, there's not a whole lot here. Used to be a bustling community. As well, and it still is because of the Shenango Canal. Railroads came through about the 1860s, sort of took that away. There's Lock 106 and 107 on the old Shenango Canal. That's not too far away. But Greene has a lot to offer. I mean, if you're looking for sports teams, now is a pretty cool time. They have New York State is just allowing more of the contact sports to be able to go. It's been a weird year, hasn't it? It's been a crazy year. But there's a lot to the area. There's a lot of farmland. There's a lot of farms out there. There's farms that are for sale, or you can actually do a little organic farming yourself if you want to move there. There are people that are still big dairy farms and small dairy farms. There's beef cow farms and there's horse farms that are out in that Greene area. And Greene's not, by the way, just the village of Greene that you go into. Greene is sort of a little conglomerate because I'm going through school districts. You've got Smithfield Flats on one side of Route 12 and you got Coventry on the other side. We're all kind of in that same circle. Parts of Smithfield are in there as well. Parts of Shenango Forks a little bit in there as well. Greene's kind of a neat area. And there's a lot of history. There's a lot of stuff. If you like fishing, you've got plenty of lakes to fish in. You got the Shenango River. You've got Long Pond up the road. You got Round Pond and, lots of ice fishing going on right now. You've got golf courses, the Jenna Gansel Golf Course right down the road on Route 12. You can go up the road to Oxford, to Bluestone. There's lots of places for you to do some recreating. If you want to do some hunting, lots and lots of places to do that. Lots of state forest land around, by the way. up there in Shenango County and around the Greene area. Now, maybe you're not an outdoors person. I mean, if you are, the snowmobile trails will be great for you. There's places to camp, cook parts up that way. You can do some camping and do some fishing there. But maybe you just say to yourself, hey, what? Maybe it's what's in the downtown area. You know, is it still bustling? Greene's got a lot to offer, I think, and it's kind of a neat place. A lot of people have told me, because I've had a store there for a long time called the Shops at Switchblade. It's an artisan boutique. We started it up 3 years ago, and it's got 38 different local artisans that do everything from pottery to table runners to solar lights to whatever, selling coffee, selling river rat cheese in there. So there's a lot there as well. But walking around town, you've got lots of restaurants to eat at. Bonnie's Restaurant, Boudreaux's Bistro, Sherwood. I don't want to miss anybody because I'll get grilled for this afterwards. The Silo up in Coventry. Lippy's, the Greene Bolodrome. Believe it or not, best wings in town, my opinion, Greene Bolodrome. The Trojan House, you got that going on there. You got Pizza Kings. You got Smithville General Store. Let's not forget Tony T's. You've got Magro's Pizza. You got even Sieber's Tavern to do some eating and some drinking at, by the way. Bands that are there. You know, it's a really cool little place, and sort of the big deal that's going on this week, believe it or not, it's the grand opening of the brand new Tractor Supply store. Backstory on this is it's going in where the Great American Food Store is, in that same big parking lot that's there on the one side. People are going to go, wow, they're still a Great American? Yeah, they are. So towns are always looking for development. Towns are always looking for something. Now, throughout small town America, there's a big push going on about what to do to bring people into town. Let's not forget Raymond Corporation is in town, by the way. It's the major employer in Shenango County, just so you know. Forgot about bringing that up. But so Tractor Supply is there. So what's the big deal if I don't own a tractor? Well, guess what? We lost our hardware store. We lost our lumber yard that was there. So if you want to get a screw, if you need something for the house, if you got to go get a bolt or something like that, you need to either travel to Front Street or to Norwich or to Whitney Point to get it. Now, mind you, it's only 20 minutes probably any way you go to 30 minutes. However, it certainly is nicer if you could just run 3 minutes from your door to pick up what you need and go back to finish your job. Not to mention that they're employing some people, and it's kind of a cool thing that finally someone has decided that, hey, this is the spot to let's put a major store in. The major store goes in. Next thing you know, maybe another one goes in of some sort that people want. Perhaps maybe the grocery store, the Great American, puts in a bigger store or builds more stuff onto that stuff. It'll help maybe start to churn some development. Now, there is a feed store up in towards Smithville called Lily Farms, and it's great, and it's got its own local clientele. Will it hurt them? It may just a little bit, but I think people that are already going to Lily Farms will continue to go there and support small business, right? I think so. I think, you know, the Tractor Supply store being there, it's a good thing. I've seen people on Facebook today that were kind of complaining that the town is letting somebody else come in there and that's going to interfere with somebody else and they should have never let that happen. Well, you know, people either complain that there's nothing going in and all the storefronts are empty, or now that they're complaining about that. I guess you just can't not get away from somebody complaining about something. But I will say this, that years ago when the Dollar General first went in, people were afraid that it was going to put another store out of business in Greene called the Village Variety, the 5 and 10. What happened was the 5 and 10 got sold. Somebody bought it, had gone in there, and they pivoted on what they were selling. Now they're selling discount groceries and doing way better than they did when they first bought it, at least my opinion. So look, this is just one more thing that adds to the whole general ambiance to the place that you may go in and want to live. Greene's a 1 mile square sort of section of the earth, and it's a pretty cool place. So listen, it's a little deal called Our Towns, and we're going to be doing this each and every week. Thanks to Muckles Inc. for helping us out here. Muckles Inc. They put logos on stuff. If you need things for your high school, you need things for your booster club, if you want fundraising opportunities, contact Muckles Inc. You can find them right online. They're easy to find, all right? So, anyway, so it's called Ask the Realtor Live at Lunch. Pam, message me if you haven't already done so. We'll talk about that. And, guys, hey, we'll see you next week. If you want to know more, go to my YouTube channel. You can find it under Weslie VanVoorhis. Like I said, New York State makes me actually use my real name. It's usually my in trouble name at home. And if you have any questions, shoot them to me. We'll get them there. If you find a house that you want to go see or you want to list a house, myself or my friend Helen can help you do that. We'll see you guys next week.